Yeah. I was daydreaming back in grade school. They told me stop daydreaming cause it ain't cool. Stop acting like these rappers cause they ain't you. I'm on my canvas like an artist with the paint dude. I was daydreaming back in grade school.
Wide range of genres that you like and you like to produce, and because not everything comes from one source, you know what I mean? You know,
that's true.
You get different inspiration from different things, and like music, that's the same case. And genres, you know, whether it be hip hop, EDM, R&B, country, any of that, you know. What's going on, people? Welcome back to episode 7, Frozen Tundra. I'm your host, Derek Calvin. Today's intro and outro music was brought to you by our special guest today, DjFrostbyt. We're going to be giving him a call. He was referred by our last guest, Man on Mars. So let's give him a ring, shall we? What is up, bro?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Everyone, this is DjFrostbyt. Introduce yourself, man.
Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is John, but some people know me as Frostbyt. That's my stage name. And I make music. I'm a musician, active producer, and I just like writing songs in my spare time.
Awesome. So my first question for you today is... who's your inspiration? What, whether that be music artist, anybody. Who's your inspiration?
Well, first off, my right off the bat, Daft Punk. If you know Daft Punk,
yeah.
They're like this French house duo,
right?
And they're still relevant today. They make a lot of like electronic music, a lot of electronic dance music, which still to this day I bring with me. That's what really got me started in the whole. In producing and making music was Daft Punk, those two.
Right.
And I guess the production element, the electronic production element. And then what else? There's some newcomers, Rosalia, who's this upcoming Spanish artist that I love. Some rappers like Kanye West, love Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, Chance
love
is good.
Skrillex.
Yeah, Chance is
Chance is awesome.
Yeah. Shout out Chance.
Yeah.
So when did you start making music?
I started, from what I remember back when I was 10, I think 2010, I believe.
Right.
Just started making some demo tracks. I really didn't know how music production worked until I started to advance, and as I got older, started experimenting with a lot of the digital tools. You know, I use Fruity Loops, so that's my go-to DAW when making music. And 10 years old, it's crazy.
Right. To think about at 10 years old, you know, you had this such creative mind and you were able to get all of it out there. So I'm glad to hear that.
Right.
So let's talk about your album that you shared with me, Winter Season. Me and my girlfriend, we listened to it, and it was really good.
Thank you much.
Some songs that were my favorites were probably Black Ice. Also like What Matters, and Daydreamers was my top 3. So I just wanted to ask you what brought that album up, and is there any special meaning behind the title?
It's funny behind the title Winter Season.
Yeah.
It's funny that you asked me when I started making music at 10, because that was the main inspiration behind Winter Season as a whole.
Right. Was
just being able to revert back to my childhood ways and kind of like experimenting with music, kind of doing what I felt comfortable doing. Not having any limitations, kind of just doing whatever you felt comfortable wise in music.
Right.
And it's crazy how I came from being 10 to being 20 right now, and just looking at all my past stuff, just seeing how I've grown musically. And I really wanted to show people who have heard my stuff since I was 10 and kind of show the transition of me making music at 10 to me making music now, and how in ways I've kind of learned, different recording techniques, different production techniques, kind of just, focusing in on like what I'm able to do and what I've learned over the last couple of years. So that was the whole aspect of winter season.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great to hear, that you can relate back to your childhood and intertwine those things. Those ideas.
Absolutely.
Those ideas never leave you.
Right.
No matter how young or old you are. So what we like to do on the show is we like to interview guests. We like to get their stories. Because like I say, everybody has a story, and
Right.
you're not going to be able to interview everyone, but the people you can interview, they provide a unique story that I'd like to share with everyone, my viewers, listeners, and all that. So I just wanted to ask you, any story you'd like to share that relates to music, that has like impacted you, if you could think of.
I think I do have a lot of stories,
Right.
but I think one that it's not really much of a story, but it's more of, I guess you could say it is.
Right.
I guess as a kid, well, and still to this day, I've always been a very visual person in terms of me learning how to take in certain pieces of information.
Right.
But I guess with the music part, that's kind of what changed in a way. It kind of showed how I was different from other people in terms of, okay, I know how to do this, I know how to do that.
Right.
And people were asking me questions. Oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I was just sharing information and, showing them, oh, this is how I do this, or I do this a certain way. And I'm just lucky to be, I guess you could, part of Generation Z where, or not Z, X. I'm getting the letters mixed up. But the part where the internet is definitely a helpful source. That's where I was able to learn a lot of my daily production techniques. Making beats and whatnot, and recording, engineering my own vocals. So I'm just proud to be I'm proud to say that I'm able to be in a space where the internet is at our fingertips.
Right.
Yeah.
How many albums do you have released currently?
This is actually my first.
Your first? Wow! Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yes, this is definitely my pride and joy right now.
Right. You don't have to go into much details, but any clues to another one dropping after this to give the viewers anything? Or
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Most definitely. I'm actually working right now. I've kind of kept it a little bit secret, but I think this is the perfect time to kind of.
Breaking news, guys! Breaking news right here. You heard it first.
Right. So I'm working on an album that's based on love songs.
Nice.
Just based on relationships and kind of my experience based on those relationships. And I have the concept already in my head. I have a couple of tracks laid out.
Right.
I've been talking to a couple of artists to see what they're able to bring to the table. I always love collaborating with artists to see what they bring to the table.
Right.
And I think this is going to be a very interesting one.
Right.
I bought the microphone that I'm actually using right now. I'm actually using for this upcoming tape.
Nice.
The last album I made was on a USB mic. Not the greatest quality, but you can probably hear the quality difference from me speaking right now.
Yeah.
But I've been able to harmonize. I did a lot of auto-tune work on Winter Season, but this one is probably going to be mainly just all raw vocals, no extra effects with auto-tune. It's going to be raw human voice, since love is kind of a raw human emotion. So I'm like, you know what? It's going to be it's something different for me.
Right.
So it'll be something to look forward to, definitely.
Right.
So be on the lookout for that one, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, everyone be on the lookout for the new upcoming album by Frostbyt. All right. So where did your name come from?
That's funny. Basically, I guess when I was younger,
right,
I was making EDM music. I haven't made it in a while, but I'm still trying to get back into that because that's one heck of a genre. But I think it was during the winter season, which is where also the album title came from. And I was trying to find. I had all these tracks made, and I was like, man, all right, I was post them on SoundCloud, but what should my name be?
Right.
And I was just looking outside, and it was snowing. I think it was the winter of 2010. And I was like, okay, maybe Icicle, no, Snowball, no. I'm like, Frostbite. Yeah, I know, right?
Nice.
Like, Frostbite. Maybe, I'm like, Frostbite. I remember I kept saying it to myself like 20 different times. I'm like, you know what? I'll keep Frostbite, and if somebody makes fun of me for it, then I'm just going to change it if it gets to that ridiculous point. And, of course, you had some people that made fun of me. I'm like, dang, I'm just about to change my name right now. And then I remember I dropped this one track, and people were enjoying it throughout. People were talking about it throughout school, and they were like, "Yo, Frostbite, I love this brand new track." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then it kind of had in my mind, it kind of had a little bit of a ring to it. Yeah, exactly. It stuck. Right. And I was like, you know what? Let me stick with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's from then on out. It's been Frostbite, and I don't think I've ever wanted to change it. Now people say Frostbite, it's just like, bam, I know that's like my alias. It's crazy.
Right. And glad you didn't change it because, like I said, stuck with you and people were recognizing you, and that's a really good thing. We had Man on Mars, one of your features on your new album, Winter Season, his episode, Beats and Music. So one question I wanted to ask related to that is, what do you, if any, do you find more pride in, like, the beats you make or your songs lyrically?
Oh man, that's a great question, because I really want to say, I gotta say both, because at first it's the beat is what's, well, no, I can't say that either, because sometimes I write the lyrics first before the beat, and then sometimes I make the beat before the lyrics.
Right.
But I guess it's what I'm feeling in that moment. There's certain songs like All White Sky, I already had lyrics written out for before I had the beat, and I already knew that it was going to be like a Nas old school type beat.
Right.
Where there were certain songs like Daydreamers where my brother produced the beat, and I said, oh my gosh, this is heat. I said, send me it through email. He sent me it through email. I remember I was in the King of Prussia Mall, and I was just humming. I was like, all right, I need to come with a hug. I was daydreaming back in green. And next thing you know, I'm asking, I'm like, yo, you know what? My friend Jet should hop on this track, and my friend MTP should hop on this track. And before you know it, we already have a banger. I'm like, wow.
Right.
And that song took, I think, less than a month. And I was really impressed with production, how it sounded, and lyrically how it sounded.
Right.
So I guess it all depends on how you're feeling in that moment.
Right.
I guess that's like the artist's perspective.
Right. And the intro to this episode is Daydreamers by you, and the outro is Sleigh Ride by you. So got two songs on the episode.
Cool.
And not to put you on the spot, but you can decline or accept. But would you like to give a freestyle here on the episode live?
Oh snap! I'm going to be honest. I'm terrible at freestyling off the spot.
Right.
But I can write it down. I can definitely Let me see. I'm gonna try.
All right. Go ahead. That's all we ask.
No, all good.
Right.
All right. Yeah. All good. Yeah. It's up in my hood with the hoodie. In my hood, man, we misunderstood. Where I rep, we don't keep it strapped. But nowadays, I know that that's a fact. Keep my swag like a wallet in my pocket. Nowadays, I ain't even launching no rockets. Talk about NASA. Nowadays, I swear that I'm spitting real fast. Swear I'm getting faster. Son of a pastor. Running through all green pastures. That's exactly what I'm after. Man. Trying to get a beat and get a vibe. But I swear the beat's the only thing keeping me alive. Ooh. Keeping me alive, got my heartbeat thumping. Nowadays, I swear that I'm just jumping. I swear I get it, wondering, pondering what I'm doing. Feel like Stevie Wonder with these keys. Nowadays, I do it with ease. Throw it back like it was the late 70s. I'm talking Marvin Gaye, talking about, hold up. Yeah, get out the way. Don't let me, hold up. Oh, man.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And you said you didn't have it in you, but that was really good.
I try when I do.
Right. Yeah. It's the show, everyone. What's going on, people? We figure out what's going on in the lives of the people at home, here, guests, me, behind the scenes, and there you go. Thank you for that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for putting me on this podcast. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. And another thing I wanted to bring up is what are you doing with the whole quarantine? What are you doing now and all this?
Oh man, I've been really bummed out that everything's been shut down, but
right?
My creativity is the one thing that hasn't been shutting down. So
That's good.
I've been working on my next project. Nice. I've been laying down some vocals and been doing some work. I've been also doing some features for a couple other albums that a couple of my friends are putting out. So yeah, be on the lookout for that too.
I will.
Doing a lot of vocals.
I sure will. I have you on Spotify.
Oh, cool. Good looks. Nice.
Of course. Like I said, listen to the album, and I'll definitely be on the lookout for your other albums. And that's great. You said your creativity hasn't been shut down because like you, I'm creating here. I just got a new at-home job that I started today.
Nice.
So, working and then, being able to do the podcast and like you thanked me for having you on the show. I thank you for coming on because, without your contribution to this episode, wouldn't be made possible. So I'd like to thank you for that.
Oh, dude, my pleasure, man. Thank you, dude.
Of course. Do you live alone? Live with anybody else?
Right now I'm living with my parents, my mom and my dad, my grandmom as well.
Shout out.
And,
shout out to them.
My younger brother too.
Nice. Shout out to them. And I'm living with my parents too, so can relate there.
Right.
I just got all this podcast equipment, soundboard, mics, headsets, all that, so
nice.
Trying to create, and I've actually been making some beats, I have
I've heard.
Yeah,
I've heard.
Yeah, I looked into making some beats, because I have a friend down in Florida. He's also he used to be a DJ. So he was telling me about.
I do some DJ work on the side too as well.
Yeah. He was telling me about it, and then it was great that I was gonna have you on the show because not only do you make music, but you also DJ, and you said you produce.
I produce too. Yep.
Anything else you do? Any other hobbies you like to do besides music?
Man, I do a little bit of Photoshop work. I do like digital art.
Nice.
What else?
Yeah, I just got the new iPhone. So like my old iPhone, I had the iPhone 7. So I didn't have the portrait mode. Now I have the portrait mode, and I'm hyped about that. So
Right, it's on over there, right?
Right, it's over there. Right. What kind of work do you do with the photo art stuff?
I took my freshman year of high school, I took a digital art class.
Right.
And after that, my teacher said that she really loved my art, and she gave us a link to a free Photoshop, but it's like the older version. Right. So ever since then, I've been using the older version. That's what I used to make my promo, a lot of the graphic designs for T-shirts.
Right.
A lot of the cover art too. So, yeah, that's been coming in handy really well.
Nice.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. What's one? Do you favor a genre of music better than the rest?
I can't even say that because I used to be all EDM.
Right.
I used to be all EDM. I was like, oh man, that's all I'm gonna listen to for the rest of my life is EDM. And I realized hip hop and rap was what kind of changed my mind a little bit about that.
Right.
And then I realized that some of the hip hop artists are sampling these other artists, and you listen to these other artists, and you're like, oh shoot, this is awesome. So you start listening to what they're listening to and what they're sampling. It's just like it's like this huge community in your brain almost. It's like different genres is spanning out.
Right.
It's interesting.
Right.
And I never thought it would have been. I mean, I should have, but not, like when you're young, you're kind of like, no, I like this. No one's ever going to take this,
Right. And that's good, everybody changes and evolves. And it's good to have a wide range of genres that you like and you like to produce, and because not everything comes from one source, you know what I mean?
That's true.
You get different inspiration from different things, and like music, that's the same case. In genres, whether it be hip hop, EDM, R&B, country, any of that,
Right. Quick question. What artists do you listen to?
That's a good. I like to listen to Chance.
Oh man.
I'm a big ASAP guy. I like ASAP Ferg, ASAP Rocky. The Baby. My girlfriend, she got me, and my other friend got me into him. Old school, I like DMX. I like Nas. Tupac.
Nas is yes.
Tupac's definitely one of my favorite. Is in my top 5. I like M. So I'm not gonna lie. I mainly listen to rap. I like R&B. Some country here and there. I like some EDM and some techno. I definitely want to go. I've never been to a concert. Fun fact.
Same. EDM concert?
No music concert. Never been to one. I've only been to. I've been to a hockey game, a college basketball game, and a wrestling event. And that's it.
Dude, your first concert is going to change the way you perceive music.
Oh, I know. Definitely. I definitely know. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And
it's got to be definitely make it an artist that you like.
Exactly. And now it sucks because can't right now, because all the shutdown.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I was trying to, after I went on a Chicago trip late January, and I was trying to go to a concert after, and then all this happened. So, but definitely, you are right. When I go to my first concert, it will change my outlook on music, and I can't wait.
Not even like audio wise, just performance wise. Like just me looking. I remember I went to the Travis Scott concert. I'm like, geez, his stage presence is amazing. And I'm like, all right, it made me look like, all right, what do I have to do to kind of give off that presence? Kind of show when you show that you're confident, then the audience is going to show confidence as well.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like a trade off in a way.
Right.
Right.
So we're gonna be wrapping up here. Frostbyt, where can they where can they check out your links? Where you at? Are you on Spotify, SoundCloud?
Absolutely. I'll make sure I send you a couple of links, Derek.
Awesome. I'll put it in the bio.
Frostbyt, Frostbyt3. I'm on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Music. I got an Instagram, which is DjFrostbyt, all one word. I'm on Twitter, DjFrostbyt. And what else? And I'll put my website link. There's also we were going to put in some merch.
Nice.
We had merch, and but due to the whole coronavirus, we're kind of delaying the merch a little bit, and then we'll probably be up and running in the next couple months. So.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can follow the show at the What's Going On People podcast on Instagram. You can also follow me at DerekCalvin35 on Instagram. You can email the show What's Going On People Podcast 1@gmail.com to send in any topics you'd like to hear on the next episode, anything you'd like to see, any questions. If you want to be a guest, I still have an open Skype call out there to anybody who would just like to come on the show and tell their story. Great to have you on the show, and thank you, DJ Frostbyt, for being on the show. Appreciate you for taking the time out of your day to share with us, with me, and so thank you.
No problem. Thank you, man. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate it.
Of course, and this has been What's Going On People, episode 7.
Check it out. I wanna catch a sleigh ride with you, and I bet if you think about it, you might feel that way too. I wanna catch a sleigh ride with you. Just put that word to the side, act like you got no